The night in rural Latin America is usually a vibrant tapestry of sound. It's a chorus of life, a constant reminder that even in the deepest darkness, the natural world thrives. Cicadas buzz with their relentless rhythm. Coqui frogs sing their distinctive two-note song, a sound so iconic it defines the Puerto Rican night. The wind whispers secrets as it rustles through the sugarcane, creating a symphony of natural sounds. It's a lullaby that has soothed generations, but sometimes, without warning, that symphony abruptly stops. The music of the night fades, leaving an unsettling void. An unnatural silence settles, heavy and foreboding, blanketing the landscape like a shroud. It's a silence that crawls under your skin, raising the hairs on the back of your neck. It's as if the land itself is holding its breath, anticipating something terrible. The very air seems to thicken, making it hard to breathe. Every dog goes quiet, ceasing their barking and whimpering, sensing a presence they cannot understand. Every insect stills, their chirps and clicks vanishing into the oppressive quiet. The natural world holds its collective breath. It's a warning, something is out there, something that inspires primal fear. An unseen predator lurking just beyond the edge of the light. This is the silence that precedes the legend, the moment before the stories come to life. The quiet before chaos, the calm before the storm. It's a harbinger of something wicked on the horizon. For generations, farmers have woken to this eerie hush, their blood running cold with the understanding of what it means. A premonition that something terrible has passed through in the night, leaving behind a trail of fear and destruction. The familiar night transforms into a landscape of unseen threats, where every shadow seems to conceal a lurking danger. Out here, in the heart of the countryside, the line between the known and the unknown is razor thin, easily blurred by fear and superstition. And for decades, one fear has taken shape, fueled by whispers and terrifying encounters. A creature born from this silence, a cryptid with a terrifying reputation, a monster that haunts the dreams of those who live in its shadow. It doesn't just kill, it desecrates. It leaves behind a scene so bizarre it defies explanation. A macabre tableau that chills the blood and defies logic. This is the world where the Chupacabra was born, a creature of legend and fear. A place where the mundane and the monstrous coexist, where the everyday is constantly threatened by the extraordinary. The silence is the warning, the harbinger of dread, the true beginning of the story, the prelude to terror. The name Chupacabra, goat sucker, says it all, doesn't it? It conjures images of a creature lurking in the shadows, a predator with a thirst for blood. The very sound of the word is enough to send shivers down your spine, especially if you're a farmer with livestock to protect. The legend didn't come from ancient folklore. It wasn't passed down through generations of whispered tales around crackling fires. This wasn't some mythical beast rooted in the deep past. Instead, it exploded onto the scene in Puerto Rico in the mid-1990s, seemingly out of nowhere. It was a modern monster for a modern age, born not of myth, but of fear and speculation. Livestock were found dead, chickens, rabbits, goats, under mysterious circumstances that baffled farmers and authorities alike. There were no signs of struggle, no obvious cause of death, just lifeless bodies left in the dead of night. The scenes weren't chaotic, as you might expect from a wild animal attack. Animals were intact, seemingly untouched by any predator, but upon closer inspection they bore only small, precise puncture wounds, almost like surgical incisions. No blood, no struggle. It was as if the life force had been silently and efficiently extracted. Just lifeless bodies, drained and empty, as if some unseen force had siphoned away their very essence. This surgical precision terrified people, sparking rumors and speculation, hinting at an intelligence beyond any known predator, suggesting something far more sinister at play. The most chilling detail: the bodies were said to be completely drained of blood, leaving behind an unsettling emptiness. The term Chupacabra was coined by Silverio Perez, a Puerto Rican radio host, as reports escalated, turning local incidents into a widespread panic. The name stuck, instantly capturing the public's imagination, giving the phenomenon an identity and fueling panic throughout the island. Suddenly, the island had a name for its fear, a focal point for the growing unease. It wasn't just a random animal causing these strange deaths. It was the Chupacabra, a creature of nightmare given a tangible form. The legend was born, fueled by fear, mystery, and the power of suggestion, ready to spread from the Caribbean to the mainland, carried on the winds of rumor and the internet. The goat sucker became a modern monster, a symbol of the unknown lurking just beyond the edge of our understanding. leaving a trail of fear and mystery wherever reports of its presence surfaced. The story's power came from its details, the unsettling specifics that made it feel so real. Bloodless bodies, surgical wounds, and the sense of an unseen predator always watching, always just out of sight. The Chupacabra was no longer just a rumor. It was becoming something more. It was a nightmare with a name, a monster that had clawed its way out of the shadows and into the collective consciousness. The epicenter of the Chupacabra phenomenon was Canovanas, Puerto Rico, in 1995. Mayor Jose Chimo Soto took the report seriously, organizing armed hunts and drawing media attention. The first major eyewitness, Madeline Tolentino, described a bipedal beast with glowing red eyes and spines down its back. Her vivid account became the template for the classic Chupacabra. Soon, dozens reported similar sightings, always the same alien features. The mayor displayed strange hair and plaster casts, fueling the frenzy. Canovanas became ground zero, turning a local mystery into a global sensation. The events there forged the legend, launching the Chupacabra into worldwide infamy. The Chupacabra's signature isn't violence, but eerie clinical precision. Unlike natural predators, its victims are found intact, as if peacefully asleep. The only evidence, 1 to 3 small, circular puncture wounds, usually on the neck or chest. These wounds are clean, almost surgical, with minimal tissue damage. The most baffling detail, the alleged draining of blood. No blood pools, no mess, just dry, empty husks. This pattern repeats from Puerto Rico to Texas to Chile. The consistency is what gives the legend its power. Farmers everywhere find the same strange wounds, the same lifeless bodies. It's not just one event. It's a recurring, high-strangeness phenomenon. The Chupacabra leaves a calling card, a trail of bloodless victims. This clinical efficiency horrifies witnesses and fuels the legend. The Night Stalker's work is unmistakable and deeply unsettling. The Chupacabra is a monster with many faces. In Puerto Rico, it's described as a reptilian bipedal creature with glowing red eyes and spines down its back. As the legend spread, a new version emerged, the canine Chupacabra, a hairless, sickly, dog-like animal seen in Texas and Mexico. The reptilian version is otherworldly, almost alien. The canine version feels disturbingly real. Some believe there are 2 types, others say the canine sightings are just mangy coyotes misidentified. The divide only deepens the mystery. Whether alien or animal, the Chupacabra's shifting form keeps the legend alive. Each version is terrifying in its own way. The monster adapts, always lurking just beyond the edge of understanding. The Chupacabra. The name itself sends shivers down the spines of those familiar with its legend. It is in essence a modern vampire, a creature of contemporary folklore that has captured the imagination and instilled fear across the Americas. Its legend is deeply rooted in the primal fear of blood drinkers, a fear that stretches back through centuries of folklore and mythology. The idea of a creature that sustains itself by consuming the lifeblood of others is a chilling concept that taps into our most basic survival instincts. It doesn't just kill its victims in a straightforward manner. It drains its victims of their very essence, leaving behind empty husks, a testament to its gruesome feeding habits. It's not merely about the taking of life, it's about taking their life force in a way that feels profoundly unnatural, violating the boundaries of life and death. Like classic vampires of old, the Chupacabra is primarily a creature of the night, thriving in the darkness where it can stalk its prey unseen. Its gruesome attacks are most often discovered at dawn, the first light of day revealing the horror that unfolded under the cover of darkness. Eyewitnesses, those unfortunate enough to have glimpsed the creature, often describe hypnotic glowing eyes, a piercing gaze that seems to hold a supernatural power. These eyes are said to be capable of paralyzing its victims with fear, rendering them helpless in the face of the impending attack. The telltale sign of a Chupacabra attack is often the presence of 2 distinct puncture wounds on the neck of the victim. These wounds, clean and precise, eerily echo the vampire's bite, a chilling reminder of the creature's vampiric nature. But unlike Dracula, the sophisticated Transylvanian count with his weaknesses and vulnerabilities, the Chupacabra seems to operate without rules, possessing no known weaknesses that can be exploited. It's a complete unknown, a biological vampire shrouded in mystery, with no established playbook for how to defeat it, making it all the more terrifying. This deep connection to ancient fears, the fear of the unknown and the fear of being preyed upon, gives the legend its enduring power. The Chupacabra effectively repackages the classic vampire myth, updating it and adapting it for a new world, a new era of fear. It cleverly swaps the imposing castles of Transylvania for the humble farms of the Americas and replaces human victims with vulnerable livestock. It is, without a doubt, the vampire of the Americas, a creature born from the anxieties and fears of the modern world. It stands as a monster as potent and terrifying as any that emerged from the dark corners of old Europe, a testament to the enduring power of the vampire archetype. The fear it inspires is timeless, a reflection of our deepest anxieties about the unknown and the creatures that lurk in the shadows. In rural communities, the night is a living, breathing presence. The Chupacabra legend is as much about fear as it is about monsters. For farmers, livestock are family and livelihood. Their loss is deeply personal. The creature doesn't just kill animals, it steals security and peace of mind. Every shadow, every sound becomes a potential threat. The lack of answers creates a sense of helplessness. The legend becomes a communal experience, binding people together in shared anxiety. The Chupacabra gives a name to the unexplainable, embodying the primal fear of what lurks in the dark. It's more than a cryptid. It's the manifestation of our deepest rural fears. Science couldn't ignore the Chupacabra for long. Biologists and veterinarians sought rational explanations for the strange deaths. The most common answer, sarcoptic mange, a disease that makes coyotes and dogs look monstrous. Many Chupacabra carcasses have been identified as mangy canines. The blood draining, likely exaggerated. Blood settles after death and predators lick wounds. Still, these explanations don't satisfy everyone. The original reptilian sightings in Puerto Rico don't fit the mange theory. Witnesses insist what they saw was no sick dog. Science can explain the bodies, but not the conviction of those who believe. The legend persists in the gap between evidence and experience. That's where the Chupacabra thrives. After decades of sightings and dead livestock, the question remains, what is the Chupacabra? Is it just mangy coyotes elevated to myth by fear? Science says yes, but many aren't convinced. The original Puerto Rican sightings defy easy explanation. Could it be an undiscovered species? A predator just beyond science's reach? Or is it something darker? A parasite, a ritualistic killer, a true monster? The Chupacabra forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the power of our fears. It's a legend that endures because it can't be neatly explained away. As we search for answers, we must consider, what if the Chupacabra is something older, stranger, and far worse than we imagine? The vampire is familiar, the Chupacabra is the unknown, and sometimes what lurks in the dark is more terrifying than any story we can tell.